Okay, so I'm live, and the video feed should be perfect considering I'm like sitting right next to my router over here, and it's one of those 5G, gigabit Ethernet routers or whatever, gateway router. So it should be perfect when everybody starts arriving. So basically, I usually don't do this. Like, I usually don't do live videos, but I kind of want to do it like have a conversation, because I'm pretty sure most of you saw Avengers Endgame, since that movie has basically made like damn near $1.5 billion in like 24 hours. So basically, the reason why I'm doing this live is because, as far as I'm concerned, that movie sucks so fucking badly that I feel the need to constantly talk about how badly I felt it was. Like, I mean, to tell you the truth, before I even get started, I just gotta say, I've been extraordinarily disappointed this year and last year. It's like we haven't gotten any new products. Everything is fucking, it's just, it feels like everything sucks now. Like, somebody accused me, they say, "Oh yeah, well, you just don't like anything." And unfortunately, I'm really starting to feel that that person was absolutely right. I mean, you think about it, Mopar had nothing new to release during the car show this week, right? I didn't even bother going to the car show. In fact, once I got off that plane, I slept yesterday for damn near 5 hours, and then I went to see Endgame this morning, like 12 to 3. And then after that, today I slept even longer. I slept fucking I got home at like 4 o'clock, so I slept till like I think I slept till 2, if I'm not mistaken. But it's like everything sucks now. It's like Apple has nothing new for you. It's like they put like 4 cameras on the back of the iPhone. They call that a new iPhone. Samsung fucked up the Galaxy Fold. It's like they screwed that up to the point where it's like they trying to clear it up. They're trying to make it sound like it never existed. It's like everybody's just releasing substandard shit now. And I'm really disappointed because I really did like Infinity War. But then you come to the sequel expecting everything to be so much better, and you get a bullshit. This movie sucked. I don't know how to say it any better than that. The movie sucked. It sucked. It was like it was written for children. It sucked so bad. First of all, okay, there's no way in hell that you can do that time travel plot bullshit the way they did it. You can't do it, because the thing about it is their idea is they're like, "Oh yeah, well, we're going to try to get the Infinity Stones after Thanos destroys them, right?" And they go back into time to try to take them from points of time before Thanos got a hold of them, and then they're going to bring them forward in time to undo the snap. That doesn't make sense. It's like, if you don't stop him from doing the snap, then that timeline continues to behave as if the snap has happened. It's like, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's stupid. So wait, first of all, let's read this little story by Gwen Watkins, who right now is basically a nobody over at Yahoo Movies. But after I show you her video, it's like you can actually read her posts, so that she'll be somebody after I'm finished with her. Because most likely you've never heard of her, but you have heard of me. So that means that like I'm gonna help her ride my coattails. So anyway. When the surviving Avengers first contemplate traveling through time in Endgame, Scott Lang begins rattling off some guidelines. Don't talk to your future self, don't steal a sports book, and so forth and so on. Now, first of all, as far as I'm concerned, I believe very strongly in the law of causality. That means that anything that happened has happened, and it can't happen any other way, right? So as far as I'm concerned, like the Terminator, like when you watch the Terminator movies, they keep sending robots back in time to kill John Connor, and they keep sending robots to kill somebody like Sarah Connor or whatever. The Terminator is doomed to fail. The entire reason the Terminator has to be sent into the past is simply to try to kill somebody who already exists. The Terminator is doomed to fail. This person has to exist in order for the Terminator to have a mission to be sent back in time. You can't kill John Connor. You could send 30 Terminators back in time, and you still wouldn't be able to kill John Connor simply because John Connor already existed. That's the reason why time travel movies make no sense. Now, this movie fucked that up to the next level by what they should have done was they should have paid attention to time travel from the Terminator, and they should have paid attention to it from what is that movie, Back to the Future, because Back to the Future actually got it right. They will no basically Marty McFly goes back into time and he does things that affect the future timeline in order to actually make those future things happen. That's called a paradox, right? So a paradox can be possible, and maybe Back to the Future 2 is right, and it branches off different timelines and everything. But the thing about it is, this doesn't make sense because they were trying to undo something that had already been done by going and taking the weapon used to do that something and then bringing it out of time towards the future. That doesn't make sense. In order for Thanos to have done the snap, he had to have the Infinity Stones. If you take them out of time, then he can't do it because he can't get them, which doesn't make any sense. I understand it's just a movie and everything, but it was so poorly done. So much of Endgame sucked. The tone was bad. It was like every 5 seconds they want you to have a dramatic moment. They want you to act like you crying for somebody. They show you Hawkeye's family, and then people disappear and turn to ash. And he didn't even get to see him turn to ash, which kind of bothered me. I'm like, wait a minute. Everybody else knew something bad had happened because they saw people turn to ash. This guy does a 360, his entire family disappears. Doesn't make no damn sense. Why didn't they just show his family die? And then when they do a dramatic moment, they tell a stupid joke and that breaks up the entire moment. So you don't know whether you're supposed to be upset or laughing or both. It doesn't make sense. These people who are writing these movies suck now. And that's what you get when you've got a liberal Hollywood filled with these losers that got these worthless liberal arts degrees from these overpriced, worthless colleges and universities. And that's what you get. You get people who don't know how to write at all. Hi, Mike Corleone. How you doing? So anyway, it says when high school... Well, okay, I'm not going to read the Marty McFly part, but I want to go straight to the Avengers part. So anyway, it says, this isn't the case for Avengers whose trips into the past don't have an immediate effect on the present. For example, by Back to the Future rules, when Black Widow dies in Endgame, she should vanish from the present timeline. Okay, and then it says, therefore, Natasha would never have taken over the Avengers or traveled back in time and sacrificed herself to retrieve the Soul Stone. Because she was already dead. Yes, this is a paradox. Time travel movies make a lot of those. Now, here's my problem. The Soul Stone required a sacrifice, right? First person to get sacrificed was Gamora, and then Natasha gets sacrificed, right? But here's my thing. If you send Captain America back in time to replace the Soul Stone, then that means that you should get Gamora and you should get, Natasha back, because you don't have the Soul Stone no more. You gave it back. So there shouldn't need to be a sacrifice anymore if you gave back the stone. It's like if I buy something from Walmart and I take the shit back, I get my money back, put back on my debit card within a couple of days, right? So there's no reason for Natasha and to be dead any longer. So why didn't they reassemble those people? And I was disappointed about Vision because here's the thing. They tell Captain America to go back and take the Mind Stone, I would guess, back to the point where they got it, which the Mind Stone was in Loki's staff, from what I remember. That was the Mind Stone, right? So here's the problem. Vision needs that stone in order to be alive because that's what basically gives him power, and that's what gives him life, and that's what also gives him intelligence and everything. The Soul Stone is buried in Vision's head, and it came from Loki's staff, right? So here's my thing. Why would Captain America take the Soul Stone back when it should be, used to fix Vision? Why didn't they fix Vision? In fact, let me also say this. In the movie Infinity War, they spent a lot of time working with Vision to try to disconnect him from the Soul Stone without killing him. So you mean to tell me it never occurred to anybody, hey, let's back this guy up onto a floppy drive or something so that this way we can bring Vision back just in case Thanos does get a hold of him and kills him? It's like, that doesn't make sense. It's like Vision might as well come back to life, And I didn't buy the fact that they killed off Tony Stark. It didn't make sense. What is this new bullshit about you snap your fingers and radiation fucking burns up half your body? That doesn't make any damn sense because it didn't happen in the first movie. So why are they retconning the first movie? Why are they ruining the first movie? It doesn't make sense. So what else does it say? It says Back to the Future adds a couple more rules to the first film's time travel formula. Bringing future information into the past, like a sports almanac, can create a nightmarish alternative timeline. Okay. Yeah, okay, I could see how that could happen. See, me personally, if I were to go back into time, what I would do is I'd take lots and lots of stock information and give it to my younger self. So I'd be fucking filthy rich by now. Like I'd say, hey, yo, listen, take all your money and bet on Amazon. Take all your money and bet on Microsoft. Take all your money and bet on Apple. And I'd have three stocks and I'd tell myself, listen, no matter how low that shit gets, do not fucking sell it. Do not fucking sell it. And by now, I'd be so rich, like I'd be calling up the president to call him an idiot. Like I'd be able to do anything because I'd be so fucking filthy billionaire rich, right? But apparently, what they say is if you change the past, it's going to change the future, and it's probably going to create some big problems. Because I could just imagine if I had billions of dollars, I'd be like a very powerful asshole, and you wouldn't want me. You wouldn't want me being rich. You just wouldn't want me being rich because my power would stretch far and wide. I'd have an iron throne in my bathroom for the toilet. Like I'd have the Game of Thrones Iron Throne as a toilet, and it would be made out of fucking gold plated pewter or something. Like you don't want somebody like me getting rich. You just don't want it. So anyway, of course, the universe doesn't actually get destroyed in Back to the Future when the characters meet their alternative timeline selves. So maybe Doc was being hyperbolic, but Endgame, in which Captain America literally has a knockdown. Okay, you said how did Captain America gain the power of Thor? Well, if you remember, Lamar, Captain America is supposed to basically be demi-worthy, basically. Because if you remember when they were trying to lift Thor's hammer, Captain America is the only person besides Vision who seemed to move Thor's hammer. At one point, when they were lifting, like in fact, let me go to that shit. When they were trying to lift Thor's hammer, at one point, Captain America tries to lift his hammer, and the hammer moves. And then Thor is like, oh shit, this guy can move my hammer. In fact, where is it? Where is it? Yeah, it's this part right here. Yeah, the part where they were trying to lift Thor's hammer, there's a part where Captain America tries it, and it literally starts to move, and then Thor looks unsettled, like, oh shit, I didn't know you could do that. You know, let's fast forward this up. Let's fast forward this. Lifting Thor's hammer. Let's get there. Yeah, you can watch this part yourself. So who's this? Who's this doing this? Okay, that's Jeremy Renner. Let's see the part where Captain America does it. That's Tony Stark. Okay, that's Tony Stark. Now watch this. When Captain America tries it, it budges. You see? Watch this. Watch this. Look at this. See? And it budged. And then Thor was like, oh shit, he can lift it. Look at this. Watch this. Watch this. Oh, you saw that? You saw that shit? That shit just lifted just a little bit. And Thor was like, oh shit, he can lift my hammer. Wait, watch that, watch that. Oh, you saw that shit? You saw it? Yeah. I had to watch this movie like 3 or 4 times to see that shit happen. Look at that. You saw that? Oh shit. So basically Thor, if you looked at his face, Thor was like, oh shit, yo, this dude can lift my hammer. Look at this, look at this. Uh-oh. Yeah, you saw that, right? So my thing is, as far as Captain America having the power to lift Thor's hammer, well, who else could be more worthy than somebody who runs around speaking that America, the faithful and brave bullshit, that patriotism nonsense? Who else could be more worthy than Captain America to lift up Thor's hammer? I mean, Vision did it because I think Vision was incapable of being good or evil. So Vision was able to lift Thor's hammer simply because Vision was on the side for good. But the thing about it is Vision doesn't really have morals because he's a robot, you know. He doesn't really have morals per se. But so anyway, let's go back there. So then there was so much about that movie that pissed me off. Like the part when Nebula gets near her other self and she basically activates the other one's Wi-Fi, and she's like, oh shit, Nebula, the other Nebula's here. I mean, it's like that movie was so fucking dumb. And Thanos at a certain point just didn't make any more sense. Like in the first movie, he made all the sense in the world. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill half of y'all and the rest of us will be okay, right? So Thanos, to destroy the Infinity Stones wouldn't make any sense because, first of all, you kill half the universe, you know, eventually they're going to repopulate, so you're going to have to do it again. And how are you going to do it again if you destroy the Infinity Stones? And I would like to believe that if you destroyed something that was that powerful, I'd like to believe that the resulting explosion would do a little bit more than burn up your arm. I mean, I've accidentally set fires in the kitchen and I've gotten a little bit of hair burned off my arm. But I would have liked to imagine that the Infinity Stones have more power than that, you know. But this movie, like this movie, had so much shit that the script was fucking all over the place. That's like I don't know. Is there anybody listening who has a reasonable a reasonable argument that could shoot down what I'm saying? Because I really don't think you do. I mean, it did. I mean, there was so much of that movie that just didn't make sense. It was ridiculous, and I really thought that what they were going to do was play the movie forward and just say, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to find Thanos. We're going to fight Thanos. We're going to get that gauntlet back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to kill his ass. And then we're going to take the gauntlet. We're going to use it. And we're going to bring back everybody who is dead. Now, the other problem with bringing back everybody who's dead, and they even said in the movie, it's like, listen, if you kill half of the fucking people in the world, the governments are going to collapse because ultimately all the people you needed to run it are either dead or they're missing the other professionals who work next to them to keep everything moving, right? So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what the hell are they doing? Like, what are they doing in this movie? So it's like, yeah, the reason why the Back to the Future rules don't work in Endgame is that the two films have fundamentally different theories of time travel. And Back to the Future time is a continuum in which every action affects the entire timeline. As Doc Brown explains in Back to the Future 2, any major deviation from established events will result in the creation of an alternative timeline. Now, here's my problem. Because I believe in the law of causality, I believe that the disturbances that they consider to be disturbances in the timeline had to be made in the first place. So what I'm saying is that let's say from right now, somebody invents a time machine and were to come back right now from the future. If they were to do that, then that means that everything that life has led up to that point brought that person to the point where they were going to go back in time anyway, and they were going to do whatever disturbances they were going to do in the past anyway. So, ultimately these time travel movies don't make sense because they try to play it straight. Meanwhile, I insist that if time travel does happen, it was always going to happen. It was destined to happen. Like, for instance, if I ever got my hands on a time machine, I'm going to take money or something from the future and bring it back to my past self so that this way my past self can be filthy rich. Now, if that was true and that was possible, that means that right now I would have already done it and I'd have it right now, because I would have brought it back to myself in the past so that this way I could affect the future. But knowing that someday I was always going to have to do that in the first place. But see, that's why it doesn't make sense. It's a movie. That's why it's a movie, But what is it? And Stephen Strange, the part where Doctor Strange is like, "Oh yeah, well there's 14 million outcomes, and I only see one where you win." I'm like, that's ridiculous. How could there only be one where you win? And in fact, Tony Stark didn't have to actually kill Thanos in the end. Tony Stark could have destroyed his entire army and locked Thanos up in a jail, but he decided to kill him instead. Because me personally, I would have killed his entire army and then I put that motherfucker in jail. I'd get like a big jail cell and put Thanos in there. And that would be kind of fun. But anyway, I mean, it's like that movie sucked. And what bothers me so much, I had like such high expectations. And all they're doing is they're breaking down my expectations and they're giving me a substandard product. Everywhere I turn, I'm getting a substandard product. It just doesn't make sense. It's like Samsung makes shit phones that break and fail now. It's like people are talking about that pathetic Galaxy Fold. Apple doesn't really have much new to give us this year. They canceled the AirPower Mat. It's like nobody is giving us better cars. It's like they're just giving us bullshit, like rehashes. It's so boring. Everything's so boring now. I don't know what it is. A Pikachu has the same voice as Deadpool. Really? Pikachu on this another stupid Pokemon movie. Now he's got Deadpool's voice. Really? He's got Ryan Reynolds as fucking Pikachu. Really? You couldn't have found anybody else to play Pikachu. You get Ryan Reynolds. Really? It's like, I'm just so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. It's like they just keep giving me shitty products. Nothing but shit products. And I was just disappointed. It says, also Endgame, Gamora from the past travels. No, you know what? Lion King does not look good. Lion King was supposed to be a nice hand drawn Disney movie. For them to be so out of ideas that they feel it necessary to bring back The Lion King as a fucking CGI animal movie just tells you right then and there that they're full of shit. And they're never gonna have a Lion King as good as that Disney movie simply because they had better voices. Like they had what was that guy? Jeremy Irons as Uncle Scar, and they had James Earl Jones as Mufasa, and everybody in that cast was perfect. It's like you can't recreate that stuff. You just can't. You just can't. And and I'll also say this: I watched Game of Thrones tonight. Game of Thrones was it was straight, it was like a straight zombie war film. And I was bored with it to the point where I was really on my computer doing other things and only looking back and forth when people started talking. I didn't feel like watching the zombie shit. Like, I felt that was boring. Game of Thrones is at its best when the people are acting. You know, I'm tired of the CGI shit. Tired of the CGI. And then it was dark. Like, you're watching this movie, you're watching Game of Thrones, right? And it's like you got all this fighting and it's dark. You can barely see anything. And I'm like, come on, man, you could have done better than that. But you know what? I'm glad that the zombie war part is over because now I want to see real people fighting it out, like, you know, Cersei and Euron. And I want to see real people fighting. I don't want to see the CGI shit. It's boring. It's so boring. You know, everything's so boring. But this part that I was reading about Gamora. So Gamora from the past travels to the future and she meets that guy Star-Lord, right? So here's the problem with that. Star-Lord thinks, oh, my Gamora, you're back. And he goes to grab her and she's like, get the fuck off me. I don't know who you is. And I thought that was actually pretty good because the thing about it is the Gamora of the movie was evil. The Gamora in the movie was still Thanos's his right-hand man for the most part. So yeah, it's like if Star-Lord really did try to do that, Gamora don't know this guy, and knowing that in a different timeline he's supposed to be her boyfriend, it's like, you know, she's not gonna just fall for this guy just because he's there. You know, that has to be earned. And that's the problem with these movies. It's like you don't even have to earn anything. It's like with that movie, I saw Captain Marvel. That movie sucked. Captain Marvel fucking sucked. It was like, I'm watching this shit, and you mean to tell me she's falling out of the sky, and all of a sudden she just decides that, yeah, I can fly, and that's it, and she starts flying? Meanwhile, like, you watch other movies like Iron Man. The first Iron Man was really good, where Iron Man had to learn to fly, and he had to learn how to control his suit, and he had to build a suit and control it and everything. He actually had to earn his ability to fly. Meanwhile, Brie Larson, Brie Larson had this ridiculous smirk on her face, and I was hoping that Thanos would just punch it or slap it off her face. And I have to say, even Venom, I enjoyed watching Venom. Venom, I already knew kind of what to expect. But even Venom was a pretty good movie to the point where it felt like the character earned the right to be the character. Even Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, you understood, okay, Wonder Woman, she comes from a place where there's Amazon warriors everywhere, and they train this bitch day and night, and they're going to make it so she can fight like Spartan armies and this, that, and other. So for Wonder Woman, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Okay, so I understand she can fight really well. I can understand she's got superpowers. She earned her powers. Brie Larson and Captain Marvel did not earn anything. So you mean to tell me that all you got to do is stand next to a spaceship, shoot it, and it explodes all over you and burns you up, and that gives you superpowers? Really? I mean, really? Even Spider-Man. Spider-Man got bit by a radioactive spider. So if you want to go this route about getting doused with radiation and all of a sudden you turn into a Superman, it's like, I have a problem with that, but I think it was played better in Spider-Man, like with Spider-Man originally. Yeah, okay, he gets bit, he realizes something's happening to him, and then he starts, you know, trying to organize himself, and he tries to, you know, make a suit, and he has to learn how to control his powers and everything. And I could get with that because it felt like it was earned. But Endgame sucked. The time travel ruined the movie. And then on top of the time travel, you had just poorly written characters just popping up. You know, it was very disappointing. And to tell you the truth, I thought before I walked into this movie, I thought that Captain Marvel was going to be the one to kill Thanos, right? And then there was a spoiler online that pretty much made me understand that somehow Tony Stark is going to be the one to kill Thanos. Okay, but I was actually worried it was going to be Captain Marvel because the last thing I want to see is Thanos get murdered by liberal feminism in Hollywood simply because they said that, oh yeah, well she's the almighty single white female, so she's going to beat down big purple Thanos. I'm like, come on, man, that's not fair. What kind of bullshit is this? You're going to let this chick who's had her superpower for like 5 minutes just go up and beat down Thanos? Really? I was like, come on, man, I ain't watching this shit. Like I was, oh man, I was so disappointed. And you know what I'm noticing? There's a lot more disappointment in in-game film. Like, there's a lot more people on YouTube popping up talking about how much they thought this movie was rushed, and how much they thought that there was things wrong with it, and how much it sucked. And I'll say it again, Infinity War, I really, really liked. And while I was on vacation, I watched Doctor Strange for the first time on the plane, and I thought it was a really good movie. And I almost wish I'd seen it earlier, but it just didn't work out that way, and I didn't see it earlier. But I saw Doctor Strange, I rewatched The Winter Soldier, I rewatched Captain America, the First Avenger, I rewatched The Avengers, I rewatched Avengers Rise of Ultron. And I have to say, all of those movies were good. Infinity War was really good. But Endgame, man, I mean, come on. They screwed that damn movie up real, real badly. Like, everything about that movie I felt was stupid. It was like name so you could name anything about that movie right now. Like, you could just type a comment and I know I can talk about it easily. I'm like, yeah, there was something wrong with that. That was the thing. And the problem is, all of these kids are going to see the movie. Most of them are going to just enjoy it because, you know, they're dumb and they have ADHD. But the thing about it is, I've been watching movies since the 1980s, and I've seen movies that were far better written. So you can't pull a fast one on me. You just can't, because I'm too experienced watching movies. I'm just too experienced with it. So it says in Endgame, the Ancient One. And see, this is another thing. This is what happens when you keep whitewashing these casts. When you whitewash these casts, this is what you get. What is it? Her chick's name is Tilda Swinton in Doctor Strange, right? So here's my thing. Why is it that when they whitewash these characters, they always make it so that there's like some white person who's able to out karate all the Asians? I don't know if you saw Doctor Strange, but in what universe is the Ancient One some bald-headed white woman who's androgynous who knows more kung fu than all the Asian people in the film? Huh? Really? This was just as bad as watching Star Trek Into Darkness and Khan, who should have been like a Native American, like a big, strong Native. Let me tell you something. If they had made the Khan Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I would have bought it more than this Benedict Cumberbatch guy. And Benedict Cumberbatch actually works better as Doctor Strange, but then they're doing the same shit. It's like what they do is they take some white person and they put them in Asia or like some ancient holy land, and all of a sudden they're able to out karate all the Asians. Like, that doesn't make any damn sense. Like, when I watch Bruce Lee fight, I believe he can fight. But when I watch Tilda fucking Swinton punching people's souls out, I'm like, nah, man, I don't believe that shit, not for even a second. Like, this, and now there's some characters who I absolutely buy. And even they say it right there. Asian whitewashing controversy. Look at that shit. I just accidentally happened upon it. It's like Tilda Swinton responds to Doctor Strange Asian whitewashing controversy. They actually have a term for it. I wasn't asked to play an Asian character that can be very well assured of that. Okay, but here's the thing. How are you the Ancient One when Asians like China, they outdate like white people? Like, how are you the Ancient One and you're punching people's souls out and shit? I mean, come on, man. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And that's the thing. They keep whitewashing these roles. And to tell you the truth, race wasn't really a big issue for me in Endgame. I really didn't care. Because, I mean, Thanos is purple. And I don't know basically what the racial dynamics of being purple are in space. But, I mean, come on, man. It's like the ridiculousness of it. It's just, it was rushed. It was stupid. The time travel shit made no sense at all. And Doctor Strange, yeah, I mean, Doctor Strange, it says, I'm so damn glad I didn't give them money for this movie. First movie where you can go back to the past, touch everything, come back to the present, nothing was changed. Yeah, Jay, and I have to agree. This whole thing about the time travel was fucked up. See, here's the problem though. If you go back in time and you take the stones to the future, then that means that Thanos can't get the stones when he needed them in order to do the snap. So if you take the stones from this point and take them somewhere into the future, there's no way for him to get to them. Now, I would like to say that I don't believe it's possible for you to move something like that through the future for the very simple fact that if you take it from the past to the future, it can't ever really leave that dimension. It always has to be there. We have rules like, matter can't be created or destroyed. If you take something out of like one time dimension and put it somewhere else, you've basically destroyed something in that dimension. You've taken mass out of that dimension. But you know what? Again, it's just a movie. But the problem is, it's like it just keeps playing in your mind. It's like, how like if your mind encounters a puzzle, you're like, wait a minute, I have to solve the puzzle, and that's why it doesn't make sense. And that's the reason why like you have no choice but to keep thinking about it, and you just keep cycling it in your mind. But this movie had some big problems, and as time goes on, you can bet more and more YouTubers are gonna constantly make videos. Like I know there's a number of them right now. Like let's see, End Game sucked, and I'm gonna see how many people said it. End Game, yeah. Like I watched this dude's video earlier. This guy Joey Saladino. And his movie was Avengers Endgame was bad. And I watched his entire video. Now, he made his video after I made my video. In fact, this is me right now. It says Avengers Endgame sucked. Changed my mind, right? 49 people watching. And I think, yeah, here's this guy, Kelvin Williams. And I'm going to watch his video too. And it says, and why it sucked, spoiler review 2 days ago. And, I appreciate them getting all these characters on the screen to fight and everything because it really looked like their computers were slowing the fuck down while that fight was happening. It looked like everything was like slowing to a crawl. But my thing is, it was like I noticed now a lot more YouTubers are popping up and saying that the movie sucked. And I can't be like the first person. I couldn't because it's like you realize deep down there's something wrong here, and my expectations was so much higher. And basically, I think what should have been a 3-part movie, they chopped down to 2. And this movie was 3 hours. Look at this guy. Adventures, Philo Films, Endgame sucked. Everybody's talking about how much this movie sucked. And I guess at this point, nobody's afraid to say it. But because I think they understand. Look at all these people. There's like 30 or 40 people here saying the movie sucked. Why it sucked. Avengers Endgame sucked. It's like all these people are popping up. Yep. So that I'm really disappointed because I'm not sure which movie I hated more now. I'm not sure if I hated Endgame more or Captain Marvel because Captain Marvel was bullshit too. Captain Marvel sucked. It was like I couldn't watch the movie because the CGI effects kept taking me out of the movie. It's like, here you got this chick screaming to Gwen Stefani, and she's just running around throwing power punches, acting like she's a fucking Spice Girl. And I'm like, this is bullshit. It's like she didn't earn her powers, but she's just magically powerful. It's like, come on, man, that's ridiculous. And the Hulk turns into Professor Hulk. Now, I understand that there's, something in the comic book as Professor Hulk. I understand that. But as soon as I saw the Hulk as a regular person, I was like, oh shit, this movie's done. This movie's gone off the rails. Off the rails. Yep, and that, I mean, oh my God, they really ruined this fucking film. And the thing about it, what's crazy is, look at all, you got all these people saying it sucked. All these one-day-old things saying how bad this movie was. And I understand it was probably really, really hard to live up to the expectations of the first film. I understand that, but I really, really feel that I don't know who screwed this movie up, but they screwed this movie up. What is this? Endgame film, Avengers Endgame. Yeah, who directed this shit? Anthony Russo and Joe Russo, huh? Anthony Russo and Joe Russo. Now, who directed the first one? Anthony Russo and Joe Russo. Okay, so it was the same two directors, but I guess they must have been taking drugs for this movie. Let's see. Critical response. I know. Look at this. Look at this. It says on review of Rotten Tomatoes, it holds a 96%. But I don't believe in that shit. You know why I don't believe in Rotten Tomatoes? I used to trust Rotten Tomatoes, but now I don't. You know why? Because of the Star Wars films. The Star Wars films have been bullshit too. Star Wars Last Jedi, right? Now, we all know that movie sucked balls. So how the fuck does it have a 91%? Could somebody explain that to me? We know that movie sucked. We know, anybody who's a Star Wars fan know that movie was absolute trash. So how does it have a 91%? How does it have a 91%? Please, somebody tell me that, because I know there's something wrong here. These people are padding these reviews. Like, look right here. Reception to The Force Awakens. Now, you know The Force Awakens sucked. That movie was trash. Force Awakens was trash. On Rotten Tomatoes, what's that shit got? What's it got? Critical response. It says, Star Wars Force Awakens received overwhelming positive reviews, and it has a 92% approval rating based on 409 reviews. See what I'm saying? You can't trust this shit no more. It's like they're giving bullshit good grades. It's just like the Samsung Galaxy Fold. You've got reviewers who know that that thing is garbage, and yet they're still trying to be nice to it, and they're still trying to talk it up. And I guess the reason why is because they get that stuff hand given to them by the company in order to put out good reviews. Obviously, the company doesn't want any bad reviews about it. But it's like, these people are padding these reviews. Star Wars sucked. The Force Awakens sucked. Last Jedi sucked. And this new one, Skywalkers, that's coming out, I already know that's going to suck. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and I'm going to go watch it. But I already know that movie's going to suck. And it's incredible how poor these products they're giving us are. These are horrible products. Everything they're turning out is shit now. I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, and you know they're padding these scores, because there's no way that people walked out of Endgame feeling the same way about the movie that they felt about Infinity War. There's no way. No way. But I guess that's just what it is. So is there anybody here who's going to convince me that I'm wrong, that Avengers Endgame was actually a really good movie? Is there any counter argument that somebody's going to offer to tell me that Avengers Endgame was a really good movie? Is there somebody who's going to somehow be able to convince me that Endgame was a good movie? Is there one among you who can somehow convince me that I'm wrong? Is there one among you? Is there one among you? There has to be one, just one of you. Anybody. Why wasn't it a good movie, Jordan? Well, Jordan, the reason why it wasn't a good movie is because the time travel plot sucked. On top of the time travel plot sucked, the characters were mishandled. The whole ending really didn't make much sense. So yeah, it made money. That's all that counts. You're right. It made $1.5 billion in 24 hours. It's amazing. I swear to God, you know, the American government, we're $22 trillion in debt. I think the American government should just start making movies at this point, because if you can make $1.5 billion overnight, shit, if the American government just starts making fucking Marvel movies, maybe we'll be out of the national debt in a couple of years. Yeah, the ending, falling action was way too long, yeah. And even the part, you know what bothered me? The part with Captain America, right? So Captain America goes back in time, and they say, okay, we're going to bring you back in like 5 seconds, right? So Captain America says, fuck this, I'm not coming, right? So then Captain America, they turn and they're like, hey, look over there. Captain America's sitting on a bench. Now, I want you to understand something. This dude is sitting on a bench, and nobody saw this dude walk up to that bench and sit down, right? Now, an old dude had to walk up to the bench and sit there before Captain America went back into time, in order to be there when everybody turns and looks and says, hey, look at that old guy over there. That looks like Captain America from the back. I mean, come on, man. I mean, how bad could they make that movie? So basically, Captain America said, "Yeah, fuck the mission. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in time. I'm gonna marry my sweetheart, and I'm gonna live out my life with my sweetheart. And then I'm gonna show up on this bench thousands of years later or whatever, and I'm gonna be sitting on this bench waiting for everybody to turn and look at me." He didn't even make a noise. The dude was just sitting there on the bench like Forrest Gump. This was Captain America right here. This right here was Captain America. Captain America, we turn. Oh, the Winter Soldier's like, hey, look over there. Look over there. This is fucking Captain America. Captain America's sitting on the bench just like this. He's sitting dead silent. Captain America's sitting on the bench dead silent, waiting for the Winter Soldier to, hey, look over there. It's Captain America. That looks like Captain. Now, mind you, they only saw him from the back. From the back, old white guys look pretty much alike when they're sitting on benches, right? This is Captain America. Captain America's sitting on a bench, just dead silent, like waiting for everybody, like waiting for the camera to pan and turn to him. I mean, really, really, is this the best you could do? Oh my God, the Captain America. Captain America's just sitting on a bench, just chilling for an hour and a half, for thousands of years. He's sitting on the bench from what should have been like a 5-minute mission into the past. It's like, come on, really, really, really? And then he's old and everything, and his muscles have shrank, so I guess the serum must have run out. But you think that somebody whose body's been overworked that much would actually die younger, considering their body's been overworked to the point of absurdity. I mean, he's been shot, stabbed, beaten down by Thanos. I mean, who could survive all that? Nobody. That's the answer. Nobody. So Captain America, you turn around, this dude's sitting on a bench just like Forrest Gump. It's like, come on, man. Really? Really? This is Captain America. Captain America's sitting there holding his shield in his pocket. It's like, come on, man. Really? I mean, that movie was stupid. Anybody at this point, yeah, Endgame was more of a comedy. I think the only movie that disappointed me more than Endgame this year was the movie Predator. Predator was a fucking mess. I mean, that movie was an absolute atrocity. And they tried to, why is it they trying to make all these movies funny? Could somebody explain that to me? There's nothing funny about this shit. Why are you trying to make these films funny? When you try to make them funny, you just ruin them. Just ruin them. But look at Avengers Endgame suck dick rant. Oh, I may have to watch this dude later. Why I didn't like Endgame so much. Still a great movie. Well, actually, I agree with this part of your sentence, Marvel Theory, but you got to get rid of this part right here because I don't agree with that. It's not still a great movie. The movie sucked. Was Endgame worth the 11-year buildup? The answer is no. No, it was not. Look at all these people. There's so many anti-Endgame rants. Look at this. There's so many anti-Endgame rants. Oh my God. There's so many anti-Endgame rants at this point. There's like hundreds of them. And you know that there's also anti-Captain Marvel movie rants too, because that movie was shit too. Thanos sucks. Somebody wrote Thanos sucks. Whatever. But I mean, this was a mess, man. This was an absolute mess. Oh, this guy has an Avengers plot hole. It's like you got so many YouTubers who are just very upset and they want to voice their anger at this point. You know, I bet there's more negative YouTube reviews of Endgame than there are positives. Yeah, Kevin Hart's gonna be in the next Avengers movie. He's gonna, and then in the end of Endgame, Captain America gives his shield to that guy with the bird suit. Really? So they made the new Captain America this guy over here? Really? What? I mean, come on, man. Come on. Really? Really? I mean, come on, man. That movie was so bad. That movie was so bad. I'm guessing that's the last Avengers movie there's going to be because I think they've irreparably destroyed themselves. I think they've irreparably destroyed themselves at this point. So, well, I mean, at least the rest of the movies were pretty good. This movie is one of those ones that's not going to grow on me. I'm very disappointed. Very disappointed. Falcon became Captain America in the comics. Okay, cool. But, you know, all right, if they want to follow the comics to that point, then that's cool. But, you know, here's the problem, though. Falcon doesn't have the serum that turned Captain America into Captain America. Because without that serum, Captain America is a wimp without the serum. The only thing about him that's good is his, you know, how courageous he is. Yeah, I couldn't see giving the shield to Bucky either because Bucky was a mess. Bucky was like a Russian spy, like our President Trump. So I couldn't have seen giving him the shield either. But my thing is, without the serum, it's like you can't be Captain America. Because if you go out there without that serum, you get your ass kicked. Especially if you go up against like the aliens and everything. Yeah, my old auto show videos were all I have to offer because this year we didn't get anything new except a bunch of shitty crossovers and some stupid SUVs. You know, it's like the only cool cars are ones that you absolutely cannot afford. You know? Well, Corey, my trip back home was pretty good, but I'll tell you, the most important thing is that I actually made it because once you get back home and you get a chance to rest and everything, you feel good. But I had a good time in Thailand. All of a sudden now, the people I went with, some of my coworkers, now they want to go to Australia. Me personally, I don't give a shit about Australia or Europe. So I haven't been to Australia or Europe yet. But now Australia, I could see myself going to because it is a different continent. And I've been to Asia mostly. I've been to Africa like once, but I've been to Asia mostly. So I could go to Australia, but we'll see what happens next year. But right now they're talking about wanting to go to Australia, and my problem is when I go places, I don't like doing those tour guide things because the tour guides drag you around to places you don't give a shit about. They basically take you to a bunch of tourist traps. Me personally, I'm happy just having a nice pool and having a nice hotel room and some scooch. Oh yes, I did buy a suit. Yes, I did. Oh, you want to see my suits that I bought? I had my suits tailor made while I was there. You want to see them? Oh God, you gonna make me show you my suits? Yes, I did. I had some suits made. Yes, and the guy made them. I made two suits and fully tailor made. They look wonderful. And it was only 200. Oh shit, he wants me to show the suits. Okay, all right. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna show the suits. Oh. Okay, let's go show the suits. Let's go see them. I'm not putting them on. I don't have any clothes on, so I'm not putting the suits on. Not putting the suits on. I don't have any clothes. Okay. So let's see the suits. Let's see those. I've got a bunch of suits, but where are they? So this is my I have a walk-in closet right here. Look at this walk-in closet. Every woman's dream. Got a walk-in closet. Look at this shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what's this? You're not supposed to have this? Fucking ATF is gonna come get me. So anyway, let's see. Okay, let's see what. Okay, so this is one right here, and then this is the other one. I got a bunch. I have a bunch of suits right here on this little rack, but this is the blue one. This is nice. This is the blue one. I got the black one right here. So it's very, very nice. Very, very nice. Look at it. So it's a little wrinkled. I probably have to maybe press that a little. So I got the black one. The black one was $250 and the blue one was $250. So I got two suits for the prices that those bastards at fucking Men's Warehouse, they charge you twice as much. They charge you $500 per suit. I got these things tailor made. The guy took all my measurements, got them tailor made in the same country that Men's Warehouse and DXL order from. I got these things tailor made within a couple of hours. And I put them in my suitcase and shipped them back. So these are the ones that they made for me, and they feel great. Like they have this really nice material. Like you're able to pick out your own material. If you want tuxedos, they can do that for you. And meanwhile, this is one of my suits that I bought because I have a bunch of suits. Because I'm a businessman, I gotta have the suits. So anyway, I got these two for $500. Meanwhile, I paid $800 for these, and these were made in Canada. Yeah, it says made in Canada. So this black one right here was made in Canada. And I have a bunch of other ones here. Like I got this one right here. Most of these things were either made in Indonesia. I think this one was made in, this was an Italian suit right here. This one was made in Italy. This is a blue one. So this is an Italian suit right here. And what about I know one of these two, I know a couple of these are made in Indonesia. But I basically always buy blue and red. Like I have a bunch of suits. Like I got like one right here. One right here. I think most of these things are made in Indonesia, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Where does it say? I think this is made in Indonesia. Wait, what does it say? What does it say? Oh, I know I read it. I know some of these things are made in Indonesia. So my thing is, the next time, oh, yep, made in Indonesia. It says it right there. Made in Indonesia. You see that shit? Made in Indonesia. Yeah, no, they're really good-looking suits. But see, this is the thing. When I go to these Asian countries from now on, what I'm going to do is I'm always going to have clothes made there. So what I think the next time I go over there, I'll have, like, some tuxedos made. Because the thing about it is, if you buy stuff here in America, the markup is so high, you know? You get such high markups. I'm not down for paying ridiculous markups. I'm not down for these ridiculous markups. So yeah. So it's always good to be able to, you know, but I had these things tailor-made. The guy took like less than 10 hours. Oh boy. It's like, that's not supposed to be there. The ATF is going to wonder what's in these boxes. Uh-oh. That's not good at all. Okay, you sleep tight, AR-15. Okay, so let's keep on moving. So anyway, there you go. You saw my suits. Good for you. Yeah, I'm really sorry about not doing an auto show video, because the thing about it was there was nothing worth doing the auto show video on. Mopar didn't give us any new products. There was really nothing worth doing. So I just skipped it. I wasn't very impressed. But yeah. So now I'm back in New York, I don't know what the next vacation is going to be, but I think it may end up being Australia. Did I have fun in the pool? Of course I had fun in the pool. I had a great time in the pool. It was 95 degrees out there. All I did while I was over there was swim, eat, and scooch. And I had a really good time. In fact, I need you guys to pray for me, because I'm hoping she's not pregnant. But we'll see what happens. So, we had a good time, yeah. We had a really good time. The Elephant Jeep. Well, you do know the Elephant engine got a price. The Elephant has a price now. $30,000. They want $30,000, which is pretty much what I expected it to cost. But this is a $30,000 engine. Now, the Hellcat engine, from what I remember, the Hellcat's like $20,000. They want $30,000 for 1,000 horsepower. So that comes out to $29.99 per horsepower. $29.99 per horsepower times 1,000. That's crazy. What happened to that Chinese woman you went to Korea with? Oh, the Chinese girl is my friend Wang. And she's from China, and she unfortunately injured her arm, so she was not traveling anywhere. She got a fracture in her arm. Poor thing got a fracture. So when I was in Korea, she accompanied me, because she was my friend from when I lived in China. So yeah, so that's just that. But she didn't get to come with me this time, which is okay, because you know what they say, three's a crowd. How does it look if you go a place with your girlfriend and there's a chick who's hanging around? That doesn't really look good, not unless you're into, you know, polygamy. So anyway, she's doing better, but her fractured elbow is, you know, it's in one of those casts, and it's in one of those support things. So yeah, she's still in China right now. She's in Shanghai. So anyway, the gates of Hellphant have finally opened. That's what they said. So we got, there's nothing new. Let me tell you something. I did more car showing when I was out with my friend searching for a new car. She ended up buying the XT5. I really wanted her to get the XT4, but the XT4 just didn't have the incentives as good as the XT5, because they're basically trying to get rid of XT5s in order to make way for the XT6 and the XT4s. Because the XT4s are selling pretty good. But, you know, she got the XT5. I'll make a video on it when I get a chance. But then again, I've already made 2 XT5 videos at this point, so you already know what to expect from that. But there's nothing new. I don't give a shit about the Toyota Supra. It's like, there's nothing new. It's like there's a new Cadillac CTS, which is a car I'd never buy because it's too small. And I do like the CT6, but they ruined the roof line on that car. You know, it's like the auto show is bullshit. And Mopar didn't offer us anything new this year. Just putting the Elephant out there is great, but or what you needed to do is you needed to tell us that you were going to put that Elephant in the Charger, the Challenger, the 300, and the Jeep. And if you're not going to tell us that, then you basically have nothing to show except an engine that nobody's going to be able to buy, with the exception of those guys on television who build cars. You know, $30,000 is a hell of a lot of money. You know, just to ride around with a 1,000 horsepower warranted engine. That's a hell of a lot of money. 1,000 horsepower. That's a lot. That's a lot of money for 1,000 horsepower. And then you'll have these morons with their Hondas. Oh yeah, well all I need to do is put in 2 turbos and I'll have over 1,000 horsepower. It's like nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that at all. Toyota hate video. Well, I'll tell you this. What I'll do is one better. When the Supra is available, I'll go and I'll actually make a video or a video review about the Supra. You know, because I'm not afraid of the Supra. The Supra's like got like no power. It's like 330 horsepower. Nobody cares. And it's got a BMW interior, which is going to break because it's all electronics now. That Supra ain't shit. It's like a wannabe M2. It's like a wannabe BMW. I'm not worried about that car. It's like these idiots really think that thing is really, really fast. It's not. It's basically a BMW, and it's gonna break down. See, at least if it was a Toyota, at least I know, yeah, it'll be a shitty, slow car, but at least it's reliable. This one's gonna be a shitty BMW that's unreliable. That's what it's gonna be. It's basically a BMW. So, you know, the New York International Auto Show, they really had nothing to excite me. I was gonna go to it, but I was like, fuck that, I'm just gonna sleep. There's no point. It says countdown to April 2020. Yeah, right. It's like they ain't got nothing. It's like this year they had nothing that I wanted. They just had nothing. They had nothing that I could care about. I just like sometimes they have nice concepts out there, but this year they just didn't. It was like there was really nothing. Like, let me see, the Dodge product. Where is it? Dodge didn't really have anything new. I clicked Dodge, they showed me Lamborghinis. Yeah, so they have the rebadge scat packs and this, that, and other. This is all they had. This is all they had. We already know what the stuff is. Where's the new products? Where's the new Jeep? Huh? Where's the new stuff? Yeah, the Tesla Model 3 is doing pretty well because the Tesla Model 3 offers you a lot of, you know, luxury as an electric car and everything. But it's like the Teslas are boring. And I'll tell you another thing. Tesla doesn't even bother bringing its cars to the New York International Auto Show. And I believe at this point the reason why they don't do it is because they don't want you to see how shitty the interiors are. Now, if I was Tesla, what I'd probably do is I'd probably, you know, bring the cars there, but I'd lock them up so this way you couldn't get in them. But Tesla doesn't even bother to do that because they know that if you get in their interior and then you look at the other interiors of other cars, it's like you're going to say, wait a minute, this car's interior sucks. You know, and I'm really sure that's the reason why they don't come to the International Auto Show. Because if you don't come to the International Auto Show, you're hiding something. So then we go, okay, so they got the new CT6, the Cadillac CTS is being replaced by the CT5, the XT4 we already seen. It's like most of the cars we already seen, you know? We've already seen these things, and I'm really disappointed. Chrysler is there with only like one fucking car. This is Chrysler's lineup. That's how badly they've screwed up. They've got one car and they've got one minivan, and that's it. It's like these people need to be fired over there. It's like, what are they doing? It's 2019 and you've got nothing to show. You've got nothing to show. You're supposed to have something to show. You got nothing to show. It's disgusting. I mean, even Lamborghini has a fucking SUV now, for God's sakes. Lamborghini's got an SUV and they got like 2 cars. Chrysler has a goddamn minivan and 1 car. Lamborghini has a fucking SUV now. I mean, come on. What's that? I mean, even Koenigsegg comes to the car show now. Shit, they usually bring like 3 cars. And even though they're cars that, for the most part, are not street legal and cost millions of dollars where you couldn't buy one if you wanted one, at least they show up. You know, I mean, yeah, it's like Mercedes, I think, is actually doing the most right now. Because I have to say, the new A Class is a really nice car for 50,000 bucks. The new CLA looks really nice inside. All of their cars have like the Mercedes W222 interior, and they look really, really good. I have to say, Mercedes is doing really, really big things. Like, I don't know if Chrysler and Dodge let me down, I may end up in a Mercedes Benz next time around. You know, I can't imagine having to use that car as a daily driver here because those cars are, really for older people who have nothing to do and they can just, luxuriously drive back and forth to the golf course and the hospital. But I just can't. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Because that one thing I will say is when I went shopping with my friend and we were looking for that XT5 and we were looking for a new car, the one thing I can say is considering what I was paying for these SRT cars, $1,000+ a month, you can get all of these other cars with more luxury now for less than that. Like you can get it for half. I have excellent credit, so I can get a car like that for like $500 a month, or $600 or $700 a month. The only thing you don't get is the gas guzzling V8, and it's basically all these other companies gave up on those. So Genesis, even Hyundai's got a fucking SUV now. The G90, the G80, the G70. Hyundai has the Palisade, which is like the Kia Telluride. I mean, even Kia is building fucking luxury SUVs now, and you mean to tell me Chrysler has nothing but a car and a minivan? Kia is building fucking luxury SUVs, for God's sakes. What is this going on? What is going on? And yeah, the G80, the Hyundai Genesis H-Track, oh yeah, those are good cars. I have to say those are good cars, but I'm very disappointed. It's like, what the hell is Chrysler doing? Maybe they're better off getting bought by Hyundai if they're not going to do anything. Because it's like they're not doing anything. It's like they're just letting Chrysler just die, withering on the vine. I'm very, very disappointed. It's like all they're offering me this year is shitty substandard products. Like this year, I really don't think I'm going to buy the new iPhone. I don't think I need it. Like, I think I'll wait till next year when they have a 1 terabyte iPhone out. But I really, other than that, I don't need fucking 5 cameras on the back of the phone. I only need like 1. I just need 1 good one. That's all I need. Kia Telluride is never getting a V8. You can forget it. They've given up on that. Hyundai wants none of that. They want, like, when I lived over there and I was in South Korea and I was visiting South Korea, they don't want no V8s. They want their cars to be dead silent. Like, when you start them, you can barely hear them start. That's how they want it. But you know what? I'm falling off subject. This was supposed to be about how bad Endgame sucked. So it looks like I won't get a chance to do any auto shows, but as you know, as new car models come out, I will individual reviews. I will do individual redos on individual cars, and I will actually just drive them, which is something you can't do at the auto show. So there's 56 of you still here, so thanks for tuning in, and I'm going to get out of here. The auto show is over, ended, I believe, today. The auto show is over, and it won't be until next year this time. The beginning of Easter weekend, basically. But I'm getting out of here because I'm exhausted now, and I gotta be up at in the morning. I gotta be up. So yeah, apparently everybody, for the most part, seems to agree with me that the movie sucked, which it did, and there seems to be a lot of people saying the same exact thing. And so that's basically where we are. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Yeah, no, Alex. Yeah, let me tell you something. I had so much scooch when I was in Thailand. I hope to God she's not prego. I really, really hope she's not prego. 'Cause let me tell you something. I tore it up. I tore it up. I tore it up. It was like, all those rules that they have on television about, practicing safe sex and all that abstinence and stuff. I broke all those rules and I tore it up. And hopefully I'm not expecting. I hope I'm not expecting, but we'll see what happens. But I tore it up. Let me tell you something. I tore it up. Did I take any Scooch videos? Of course I did. But you can't watch them because, first of all, YouTube wouldn't allow you to post that stuff. And second of all, I don't share. Not like that. I'm not sharing my scooch videos. I got some great scooch videos too. Because when you really think about it, when you're in a country and it's all hot and everything, and you're getting in and out of the pool, and you're sharing a queen size bed with a chick, it's like bad things are gonna happen. You already know that. So if I'm lucky, there'll be, if I'm lucky, I'll be able to make it the next 4 weeks or something without any announcements. So this way I won't have to worry about spending money on childcare and Infamil and Similac and all that stuff. Because see, I'm a cheap guy. It's like I don't want to do all that. I'd rather just breastfeed because it saves so much money. So yeah, that Infamil and Similac. It's like Americans, we must be the stupidest fucking country in the world to let China convince us that instead of breastfeeding, what we should do is we should feed them that cheap ass plastic milk that they fucking ship over here. We must be, I mean, Americans really, really have gotten stupid. It's like, why would you be purchasing milk from the store when she's got breasts? Just whip those titties out and feed the baby. It's like, why would you be buying milk from China and then you find out the milk has lead in it and shit? It's like, well, what did you expect? What, you thought they were making this shit and it was free? It's like, no, honey, the way this is supposed to work is you're supposed to go all natural. You whip them titties out and you feed the baby. It ain't that complicated. It's not that complicated. It really is. It's like I gotta think for everybody. I mean, how stupid is this country where we really like we get shit for fucking free, and you gotta fuck it up? I mean, paying for water in a bottle, really? You're paying $1 per bottle of water? That shit reminds me of that James Bond movie where in Quantum of Solace, they're like, yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna control Bolivia's water supply, so we're gonna sell these people water. We're gonna make billions. It's like, you do realize it rains every now and then, and if you collect water, it's like you can drink water for free. It's like, how the fuck do we allow ourselves to get so stupid that we're feeding our kids poisonous fucking plastic ass milk from China? How did we get so dumb? Whip them titties out and feed that kid. Now, I understand that there's some woman who's going to attack me and be like, oh, yeah, well, not all women can breastfeed and blah, blah, blah. That's against the law to do that now. No, breastfeeding is 100% natural, and breastfeeding is what we should be doing instead of feeding our kids plastic and lead-laden Chinese milk. It's like, that doesn't make any goddamn sense at all. You gotta buy milk. We're humans. We're not supposed to be drinking cow's milk. That's why all y'all got cancer. And y'all can't figure out, well, where's this cancer coming from? The reason why y'all got cancer is because you're eating the most unnatural shit you could possibly be eating. Strap it up. What, are you kidding? Strap it up. Oh, no, 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 no. I go au natural. Au natural. People from Francis Lewis would be proud. Yeah. Yeah, I go all natural. I don't, I know you're so, listen, I'm 37 years old. If I accidentally were to get my 35-year-old woman pregnant, it's not really that big a deal because, we're not high schoolers and we're not young. And, no, oh my goodness, Alex hitting it raw. Oh my goodness. No, let me tell you, man, you have no idea how much scooch that I got up in that. And oh my goodness, that hotel room, they had to change the bed sheets every day. They had to change those bed sheets because I left those bed sheets looking like Ghostbusters 2. It was like Slimer. Slimer was in that room. It was like Ghostbusters 2 in that room, man. And then it was hot, so I was sweating. I was sweating like a caveman. I was in there sweating like a caveman, let me tell you. Sweating like a caveman. I had 2 ACs running and it was still hot. I kept it on fire up in there, boy. You don't know. I can't even brag about it. 'Cause see, I got some of it on videotape, but I can't brag like that. I can't brag like that. I don't need YouTube trying to demonetize me. Let me tell you something. I was in there sweating like a caveman. And they had to take those bed sheets and they had to damn near burn them in order to get that scooch out. You can't get that scooch out that easily. I was sweating like a slave. And even it got to the point where even when I didn't want to do anything, here she is initiating, like she's up there trying to get knocked up. It's like, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm up here trying to sleep and everything, and she's climbing on top of me like an animal.
It was like I need to call the Me Too movement and complain. I mean, like, oh my goodness, she got some of this with no permission. Oh, the scooch juice was dripping like a scooch smoothie. Let me tell you, man, the scooch juice was so good. It was like having a ninja blender that was on frappe. Oh, I can't. Let me tell you something. I can't even. I can't even. Let me tell you, I can't even. I'm terrified right now. I'm terrified because if I have a kid, I'm damn near 40 years old. I don't want to end up like these millennials are going to end up where they're deep in fucking student loan debt and they can't afford children, car loans, or a home. So, it's like I've already done all that. I paid back my student loans, bought houses and everything. I've got cars and stuff. And I don't want to lose my money to some damn children. Because these children, it's like if you got to feed children and everything, it's like you can't own no Hemi and you've got a baby out there. You can't do that. You can't have no damn Hemi. You're wasting all your money on gas and you got to buy Similac. No, 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 no. You got to make hard life decisions, very hard life decisions. It's like I ain't got time for that. Not right now. So if I'm lucky, because I got to tell you, I filled her up like a Twinkie. You know how they fill Twinkies? I filled her ass up like a Twinkie, and I'll be lucky if I don't if I haven't if I haven't created any conceptions. Yeah, this is how you make them homemade Twinkies right here. Yeah, homemade filling, all that cream filling. Oh my god, let me tell you something. I'll be so lucky if I can make it out of this year with no children. I will be so lucky. Look at this. They got a Twinkies ice cream cone. Holy shit. Look at these fat fucks. Fucking American fat fucks. That shit, just seeing a Twinkies ice cream cone, that shit makes me want to go out to the store right now. Jesus Christ. That's what happens when you're in America. It's like everything's just unhealthy. Everything. Look at this. They got an AR-15, an AK-47 filled with Twinkies. Oh my God. Will it shoot or explode? Wow. I will let people from high school know that you're about to be Corey, I don't know if that's true or not, so please don't say anything because I'm trying to keep my fingers crossed that I'm not. We're gonna find out first, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, if I accidentally how should I say put a bun in the oven, I'll probably mention it on YouTube because like stupid me. It's like, men just don't learn. We just don't learn. We don't learn. But I should have known better. But I was too busy. She twerked it like I worked it, man. She was working it like I twerked it over there. I was up there 12,000 miles away and I was so deep in scooch, you would have thought I was a ninja blender. Oh boy. It's like, oh, the memories. Oh, I'm going to sleep really well tonight, let me tell you. But I'll be really happy to find out it's not true. I'll be so happy to find out. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Because I tell you, it's like God forbid, because I don't want to have to take any pay cuts to have to feed some little mouth. Because I know a lot of you guys out there, you've gotten hit with that child support and you're in debt till you're fucking 18 years old. So you said I filled her up like a Twinkie. That's right. Filled her up like a Twinkie. One of these Twinkies filled her right up. And then stupid me did it like 4 or 5 times. And I was like, you know what? We'll just wipe it out with soap. That'll work, right? And I tried to use the Irish Spring soap because I figured the pH balance of the Irish Spring soap was strong enough to kill the little Siemens. But no, I tore it up, boy. I tore it up. 12,000 miles away on the opposite side of the planet. Like I went 4 or 5 times. It was like, let me tell you something. It was like every single day. Every single day. You have no idea how nasty your big truck get. You have no idea. I got down and dirty. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, guys. Let me tell you something. Look at the Trump finger. And because I don't want to use language that YouTube doesn't like, let me tell you something. I could eat a peach for hours. And when I say that I got down and dirty eating peaches, Let me tell you, you know that song, Millions of Peaches, Peaches for Me, Millions of Peaches, Peaches for Free? Let me tell you something. Oh man, no, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You would not believe the amount of peaches I ate. You would not believe. You would not believe it. Every couple of hours I needed some peach. Every couple of hours. So my thing is, it's like I'll be so lucky. I'll be so lucky if I make it out of this year childless. I'll be so lucky. You say I'm funny, but I'm not really joking right now. I'm actually telling you what it is. I got so much scooch that I had too much scooch. I just had too much scooch. Like, and you know what? Human men are actually lucky because there's some animals that after they mate, they die. But I would have died like several times this weekend. No. Yeah, I'd hate for my channel to suddenly turn into a childcare channel because people would be like, wait a minute, you shouldn't be doing childcare channels. You're insane. And I'm like, no, I'm not insane. I just make videos about hating foreign cars. That's all. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, let me tell you something. That international scooch, man, oh my goodness. It's not like this horrible liberal feminine scooch here in America. You don't want none of that. Because I guarantee you, this horrible liberal feminine scooch here will leave you penniless after they divorce your ass. And cheat on you with your best friend. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. I got me some international scooch from 12,000 miles away on the opposite side of the planet. The opposite side of the planet scooch. Oh, man. Corey, are you married? I think you are married, right? Corey? I haven't seen you in a while. You're married, right? I think you are. I can't remember. I think you are. Aren't you? Yeah, you probably are. Oh, you have two boys. Oh, good man. Oh, man. That's the good thing. You got two boys, and I guess they're probably older than 5 years old by now. That's great. That's great. Yeah, see, I'm 37. It's like at this point I'm expected to bring home the scooch at this point, I'm expected to have small big truck car reviewers of my own, you know. That's the funny thing about America. America's so fucked up that nobody knows the gender roles anymore. This country is so screwed that, men aren't men and boys aren't boys and girls aren't girls. And now you have to worry about these little traps where you got people who look like girls and it turns out that they're boys underneath those pants. And that's not good. And I think it's important to know the gender roles because, you can't go too long being single and childless because eventually you're going to turn into the old guy at the club. And you don't want to be the old guy at the club, Don't be transphobia. No, I think you mean don't be transphobic. And the thing about it is, I'm not transphobic because it doesn't affect me because like my girlfriend is a female, and she has ovaries. But I'm not transphobic. Believe me, I'm not. But my thing is, I really think that liberal feminism is destroying gender roles in this country. And that's not good either, Because the thing about it is you're dealing with an entire generation of indebted millennials who don't know how to be fathers and mothers. And you destroy these gender roles, and you're going to end up with a situation where everybody's just dumb and everybody's single. Have you noticed how nobody talks about teen pregnancy anymore? Teen pregnancy is so far down. Let me show you where teen pregnancy in America is far, far, far down because these kids are busy playing fucking video games instead of being out there getting scooch. They're busy playing fucking Fortnite. Look at this shit. How are we supposed to sustain a country when the teen pregnancy rates have fallen this far? You kids are busy playing Fortnite. Everybody's down. Look at this. Even those shitty redneck states out there, all of them are down. Virginia, Tennessee, everybody's down. It's like we're not having children anymore. Did you see that movie Children of Men? where like everybody didn't have children and everybody was surprised to see children when somebody look at this shit. How are we supposed to sustain a country when the women are old and barren and the men are busy playing Fortnite and upgrading their Honda Civics? It's like we can't run a country like that. We need to have children. The hell's going on? Look at this shit. Shifting federal funds to teach abstinence. Yeah, I mean, this is not good. This is not good at all. We're gonna end up with no children left. We have to. Eventually, we're gonna have to go raw. We got to knock it up, because otherwise, we're gonna have no children. We're just gonna turn into old people. It's like we can't turn into old people. That's not good. Who's gonna take care of us? If there's not enough young people, who's going to take care of us? Because you know what'll happen? You're going to have a bunch of Jamaican nannies who take care of the old people, and you know how they get. Like they'll slap the shit out of you if you refuse to eat. You say, "Oh, I don't want to eat my I don't want to eat my Infamil. I don't want to eat it," and then they slap the shit out of you and force that shit down your throat. Because every time you see one of these foreign these housekeepers, they're always beating up the old people because the old people are trying to not eat. And then they fight back, and then these people beat the shit out of them. It's like, I'm not going to end up being beaten up by some old-ass nanny and shit from the Caribbean. It's like, nah, man, that's not good at all. Teen pregnancy is way down. We need children to work to help us as we get older. We need children to help cross the street and all that. It's like, this is not good. This is not good at all. Teen pregnancy is way down. Every single thing shows teen pregnancy is like way down. It's like we're not having, look at this, France, US, United Kingdom, Germany, Japan, Italy. It's like, how I don't understand how teen pregnancy is so low in Japan, because every single video I watch on X Hamster shows somebody getting attacked and assaulted on a train or a bus or by tentacles or by something. And the thing about it is, how could their teen pregnancy rates be this low? It doesn't make sense. But they are. I don't know what to say. This is not good. This is not good. What is this? It says Hispanic and black teen girls are about 2 to 3 more times more likely to give birth than white teen girls. I don't know what. And see, here's the problem. Whites are like 70% of the country. So if that's true, then them not having children, it's like eventually I'm going to have nobody left to tell me what to do. That's not good at all. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? I mean, if all the white kids die, then they're going to have to keep going to England so they can get actors for these shitty movies. Why is it they do that? We've got all these perfectly unwanted white actors right here, and meanwhile, y'all going to New Zealand looking for actors? Really? The whole Game of Thrones cast could have been like white people from Alabama. It's like, why are you going to England? It's like, you don't need to go to England. We got these people right here. Nobody wants them. Oh, of course I watch X Hamster. X Hamster is the truth. Juan, how are you doing, Juan? What's going on? I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little upset. I gotta go to bed soon. I'm very tired. Very tired. But hey, everybody joined me for such a long time. We had a great time. 82 minutes, man. 82 minutes live. You should get a 2019 Charger. Yeah, you're right. I really am thinking about what I want to trade in. But see, I'm trying to hold out for the elephant. I'm trying to put fewer and fewer miles on stuff so I can hold out. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I just don't know. God damn, is that a television screen? No, this is my Alienware 34-inch monitor. You see that? He said, is that a television screen? Nope. That's my 34-inch monitor. That up there is a television screen, and it's only a 42. Like, normally I would have put something bigger, but I didn't want something too big because I have another couple of televisions in this house. But no, this is a 34-inch monitor, bruh. Look at that. Alienware. The whole thing. Alienware. International Scooch vacations? Well, you better tune in next year, because I think we're going to Australia next year. I don't know how much it's going to cost, but we're going to Australia next year. So, yeah, there's going to be more international scooching. There's going to definitely be more international scooch. Definitely. Unless I screw up and unless my girlfriend ends up like this. I think if I'm lucky, she's not going to end up like this right here, looking at that magic wand. You know what they call it? This is like, where is it? Wand. Magic wand. I have the magic wand of doom. Where is it? See this? This is the last thing you want, man. It's the last thing you want. Where's that magic wand? I'm terrified. Believe me, I'm terrified. What happens? What happens if she gets one of them pregnancy tests and then she comes back and says, "Yeah, it's yours. It's yours. You remember all those great nights we had in Thailand? Yeah, well, guess what? Should have wrapped it up, turkey." Where is it? Where is it? Oh man, I don't know where it is. Look at that shit. That's Happy Father's Day. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's really funny. Yeah, that's really funny. Yeah, well, 2021 is a long time to wait for a fucking Jeep. Yeah, look at this. The magic wand that makes race cars disappear. See, this right here scares me. Because the thing about it is I'll no longer be able to afford cool shit if I gotta start spending money on Similac and Infamil and all that. But you know me, I'm gonna try to be cheap. What you gotta do is you gotta say, okay, honey, you're gonna have to breastfeed from now on because we're not gonna be able to afford all this milk and stuff. And what we're gonna do is you're gonna get cloth diapers and you're gonna run the washing machine instead of having to go out and buy lots and lots of diapers. It's like you're gonna have to get economical fast. Because other than that, you're not going to be able to afford like premium octane fuel and shit. You're not going to be able to afford it. Yeah, there you go. The car guy's worst nightmare. Oh no. Yeah, terrifying. Would you buy a Hellcat Durango or stick with the Jeep? I'd stick with the Jeep. I don't need 3 rows. I just don't need it. I don't need 3 rows. 2 rows is all I need for now. Uh-oh. Look at this. Guess who's buying a minivan? Guess who's buying a minivan? So she looked at the pregnancy test and says, yes, sell his race car. I feel, it's funny because I know so many guys who end up screwed up like that and they got to sell their cool cars because they have children. And I know guys who drive around in fucking minivans because they got children. They got to pay for that shit. It's like me, I've been lucky. I haven't had to do that. A minivan. Yeah, I'll buy a Chrysler Pacifica. Let me see it. Let me see the look on their faces when I try to trade in a Jeep SRT for a Chrysler Pacifica. They're gonna be like, "Wait a minute, we owe you more than this car is fucking worth." A town and country. Yeah, no, thank you. How many Chrysler products have I owned? I think probably 6. Yeah, I'm terrified. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, oh well. I'll try to sleep well tonight. Yeah, because that's the only danger with this international scooch, because you could end up underwater on your loans, my goodness. Start making a baby room. Yeah, well I've got space for a baby room. I've got 2 houses, for God's sakes. This house right now is just me. It's like, I've got space. Don't worry. I got plenty of space. Well, you don't have to sell the car. It's just that you have to make sacrifices elsewhere. For instance, you may have to go through a period of not eating food, just so you can take care of your race car and your child. What is this? Teen pregnancy plan, international. Yeah, you see, child bride from Bangladesh. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, let me make it clear. The auto show is over. The auto show ended early today. I'll try to find those cars, the better ones, and try to drive them myself and everything. But no, the auto show is dead. Auto show is dead. Yep. Well, that looks like about it. It looks like it's about it. So I'm tired now. So, I gotta go to bed. So thanks for joining me, all 47 of you. And hopefully I'll get more content or something fun will happen during the week. I don't know what it'll be, but who knows? All you gotta do is just tune in, No, no, no. I've got a big bed. I have a king size bed. I have a bed big enough. My bed is huge. When you're talking about scooching, no, don't worry. I'm good. The hotel room bed was only a queen size. I got a king here at home. I got a king size memory foam gel cooled mattress here. It's like when you lay down on that bastard, that thing cools your back even in the summer. It's a damn good mattress. What is scooch? Scooch is whatever you want it to be. Don't worry about me. No, the California king bed was too big. But I have a gel, yes, I have a gel cooled memory foam. Look at this. Gel cooled memory foam right here. Look at that. Gel cooled. When you put your hand on this, it's cool like a refrigerator. Look at that shit. Look at that. And it's nice and firm and everything. It's nice, firm, gel cooled. What is this? What is this called? Beauty Rest Black Ice mattress right here. Let me tell you something. When you're talking about getting you some scooch, let me tell you something. This gel cooled mattress, this thing will make your scooch will stay fresh. In this, you can go past the sell by date on your scooch when you've got a nice gel cooled memory foam mattress like this. Let me tell you. Yeah, the only thing that scares me is if I have like a baby or something, I'm gonna have to put like a bassinet in my room. I don't want that shit. And then the kid's gonna keep me screaming. This was like a $2,500 mattress. Well, the whole thing basically. I got it on sale. Look it up in Sleepy's, or what do they call themselves? Mattress Firm. Memory foam. It feels good. Feels good. Sometimes in the morning I have a trouble getting up. You know, sometimes like you ever be in a nice soft mattress and you hit the scooch a little bit too hard, and in the morning you can't get up. It feels like your back is dead, like Iron Man when his suit turns off. Well, that's what it's like for me every couple of days. You know, nice memory foam. Yeah, nice and cool. You can feel how cool it is. Right to the sheets. Yeah, Infinity can't hang with us. Oh yeah, there you go. But anyway, you guys have been a great audience. I gotta get out of here. Hopefully, if you didn't see that stupid movie already, you're not gonna, but most likely you're going to. But you've been a great audience.